Welcome back to our special live coverage tonight, probing exactly who is Pope Leo XIV. I'm Ed Henry. There has been a decline in mass attendance across the world, particularly in America. Only 23% of self-identified Catholics attend Mass weekly, down sharply, as you can see, from the 1950s. Maybe the first ever American pontiff will inspire a new generation to get back in the pews, not just here in the United States, but around the world. Let's check in with our friend, Father Patrick Flanagan. He is chair of the Department of Theology and Religious Studies at the great St. John's University in Queens, New York. Good evening, Father. I've spoken to you in the last few days. I know you were excited about all of this. Do you think it might light a fire in the hearts of other Americans, others around the world as well?
Absolutely, Ed. I think that we are seeing a rejuvenation, an excitement, a thrill. I had Mass this afternoon at 12:10 at St. Agnes Cathedral in Rockville Center. About 250 people were there, and the bells started going off when I was preaching, and I thought maybe it was someone was calling me to step off the pulpit. Then I said to myself, I wonder if the Pope has been elected. I asked the people of God, I said, we have a new Pope, and some lady screamed out, we do have a new Pope. And everyone started clapping and rejoicing. And it's a great moment in our history. Not only do we have a new Pope, but that we have a Pope in America. And it's an Olympic moment, I find.
Yes, absolutely. And now Pew Research has found that the decline of Christianity in America has slowed down a bit, maybe leveling off. Some attribute that, as we were just talking to Mercedes Schlapp, to President Trump talking openly about his faith. I wonder what you think and what you've learned about this new Pope, and maybe whether he has a unique opportunity to pick up the baton and sort of run with it right now.
And I always say that initial steps are indicative of who a person is going to be. So I would like to just highlight three things that I saw at this welcome ceremony today to Pope Leo XIV. First, he walked out and he was wearing what is called the mozzetta, that red cape that goes around his neck, and he was wearing a stole. Now, you remember that when Pope Francis walked out, Pope Francis chose to eschew those vestures and for simplicity. This guy is pretty much saying, I'm a man of tradition, I'm a man of history, I'm a man connected to previous popes. There's something beautiful about that. The second piece is his choice of name, Leo. We think about Leo, we think about the first Leo, Leo the Great, St. Leo the Great. Extraordinary man who lived around the time of St. Augustine of Hippo, the founder of his own religious community. And St. Leo the Great fought off many detractors and folks who were trying to take the Catholic Church down. Followed by his immediate predecessor, Leo XIII, who was very much like a pastoral Francis, very much engaged with those people who are struggling with the negative effects of the Industrial Revolution and trying to help them restore the dignity and be more mindful of the common good. So I think what we're going to see in Pope Leo XIV is a man who's a deep man of faith, a global statesman, and someone who's well connected to his, what you call it, pastoral practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Last thing, I remember growing up Catholic, and you always kind of maybe rightly or wrongly thought the Pope was this distant figure. Maybe it got a little closer with Pope John Paul II reaching out. Pope Francis, there's positives, there's negatives. People will debate in the years ahead. But he definitely talked about wanting to get out with the people, and he wanted to be a shepherd. And he had that saying about, you want to smell like the sheep. He didn't just want to preach behind a pulpit. I'm struck by the fact that this Pope gave an interview last year to the Vatican's official news site, and he said that the bishop is not supposed to be, quote, a little prince sitting in his kingdom. Rather, he's called authentically to be humble, to be close to the people he serves, to walk with them, to suffer with them. What do you think that means? What does that tell us about him?
So he had two major positions. One, he was the provincial and the superior general of his order, the Augustinians. And then he was also the apostolic administrator and bishop of a diocese in Peru. In both those instances, whether he was walking with his brother Augustinians or whether he was walking with the poorest people of Peru, he was always close to the people. So one of the things I'm hearing from my Augustinian friends is that this man is a very quiet force, but he's a very intimate force, and he's very much of a beautiful man that seeks intimacy with people and realizes that encourages people to build bridges, as he said, that bring about peace, and also be a person who is concerned about the common good and human dignity.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great insight tonight. Father Flanagan, we appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And it's always a pleasure.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.